to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on Roy Hibbert.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't also mention his supreme shot blocking. And he doesn't do it softly. He comes up with emphatic denials.
Last game for the Pacers, they pick up the W against the Nets.
And one way to nullify a home court advantage, like they did that night, Kevin, light it up from the three-point line. Nothing is more demoralizing to a home crowd.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, that was the great equalizer. Their perimeter play definitely took them over the top.
And Young backs in. There's the pass to Carter Williams. 6 on the shot clock. From about 16. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the game. That free throw, no good. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Philadelphia on D. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
This game kicks off what should be an interesting season series between these clubs. And, of course, they'll see each other 4 times this year.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to catch up with the head coach of the 76ers. We talked about David West and what makes him such a tough player to defend. Coach said, West is special because he's so skilled for a player of his size and strength. He can score inside and also spread the floor with his shooting. He can have a quiet night and still drop 20 and 10. So we've got to stay conscious of him at all times. Guys, we'll see how they do against him.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's George after the made shot from Anderson. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, as Steve was saying, Clark, you know, they're in the same conference. There's going to be a lot of familiarity there. And who knows, after that, they may see each other in the playoffs, too, if all goes right for them there.
Well, that's certainly a possibility, Kevin, but we've got a long way to go before that scenario comes to pass.
That's right. Now, here's Anderson. Left side, Anderson. He passes it to Carter Williams. Back to Anderson. And misses it off the right side of the rim. So the 76ers, their last game, a loss to Cleveland.
That was a tough game for them to lose, guys, because they really played well throughout the game.
I agree there, but despite the result, I think they can definitely take some positives away from it.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Now, here is Young. 29 points for him last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And when you talk about his scoring, Kevin, and with the defense trying to pressure him, I thought he did a really nice job of getting them to overcommit, and you know, that's how he got himself to the free throw line.
You know, you look up and down the Pacers roster, and in every position they have size and a player that's willing to be physical and mix it up. You throw in a guy like Paul George, who's one of the elite rebounders at his position. It's not hard to see why the Pacers were number 1 in rebounding percentage last season.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Now here, the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. Number 1, the Pacers.
Boy, last season they were phenomenal on the glass. I mean, everybody took pride in rebounding the basketball on both ends of the floor. Not just defensively, they got to that offensive glass as well. A terrific offensive rebounding team.
Stevenson kicks to George. Stevenson. Indiana moving it around. It's back to Hill. Good on the shot. Well, you mentioned the Pacers. They do add size everywhere on the roster. And it's not just numbers on a sheet with them. They all know, Steve, how to use their height and weight to their advantage to work to their favor.
Yeah, the length at every position is impressive. Not just Hibbert protecting the rim, but Paul George with those long arms out on the wing. George Hill at the point plays a lot bigger than his actual height. So this is a team that is very good rebounding the ball and defensively.
From deep, George. The kick out to Hill. Pass to Stevenson. Deflected. And it's Turner off the drive. And there's an intentional foul, but I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, tough to explain that one. It looks like he just lost his focus.
Lavoy Allen's checked in for Spencer Hawes. Now, here is Young. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? First in rebounding, fourth in blocks. As far as free throw shooting as a team goes, not a strong suit. Top 20 in the league. A little bit of work to be done there.
But when you think about this club, the first thing that comes to mind is their ability to rebound the ball. Best in the league, so physical. They just pounded the glass, and that's how they tried to win games, just by being more physical than their opponents.
And Indiana making a change here. Scola's checked in. And George kicks to Stevenson. Pass to Scola. Scola left side. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Carter Williams dishes to Young. And Anderson kicks to Turner. Pass to Young. Paul George with the steal. Stevenson with it. Now defended by Carter Williams. And Stevenson kicks to George. Outside Hill. Back to George. Just 5 to shoot. The dish to Stevenson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. The 76ers trail by 9. Anderson passes to Carter Williams. Allen left side. Anderson outside. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
George dishes to Hill. Kicks it to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. He feeds it to George. And there's the pass to Hill. He dishes it to Stevenson. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Hill, no good.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net. You know, last season, George Hill, really for the first time, was handed the keys to the team as the starting point guard for the Pacers and played the most minutes of his career and responded with his best season yet.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And going back to George Hill, great length and athleticism at the point guard position, defensive-minded guy. He really fits with the hard-nosed identity of this team. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yeah, I love George Hill. Offensively, he shoots with range, and he's able to slash and draw fouls. Excellent rebounder for the point guard position. And you mentioned the length. I mean, the wingspan for Hill allows him to guard both ones and twos in the backcourt.
Here's Allen. And finally they hit one. Allen's got his first 2 points.
That rebound and the follow kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Stevenson kicks to Hill. Indiana again missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
The feed to Carter Williams. Dishes it to Allen. Anderson outside. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Allen with the screen for Young. The 15-footer, and he knocks down the jumper. Now just a 5-point Indiana lead. The Pacers have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. And it's Stevenson missing.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
And George with the block. And Stevenson kicks to George. Feeds it to Stevenson. He passes to Hill. Hill gets a screen from Mahimi. Pass to George. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Carter Williams kicks to Young. Passes it to Carter Williams. Back to Young. Young left side. Pass to Allen. Puts up the baby hook. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Mahaney. And George kicks to Stevenson. There's the dish to Hill. Outside, George. And the pass to Mahaney. Shot clock at 6. The tray. The shot is off. And it's Philadelphia the other way. Turner against George. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Daniel Orton, he's checked in for Young. And it's Tony Roten in for James Anderson. Now here's Scola. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Good. And the Pacers lead by 6.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Roten gets the screen from Orton. Allen outside. He kicks it to Turner. He feeds it to Roten. He dishes it to Carter Williams. And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's a bad foul. The shot clock was winding down, and he bails out the offense with a cheap, lazy foul.
Philadelphia shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
I think it's fair to say that the top of the Eastern Conference has been getting tougher over the last few seasons. Unfortunately for the Sixers, they've headed the other direction. They've been going south, and part of why they were on the outside of the playoffs looking in.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Chris Copeland's checked in for Paul George. Orlando Johnson comes in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Watson in for George Hill.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
And back to what you were saying, Clark, about Philadelphia going through a lot of roster changes last year. You're right, in a season where a lot of other teams in the East put it all together. Steve, bad timing for Philadelphia.
Yeah, bad timing. Roster changes and injuries, of course. I mean, the big trade for Bynum looked like it was going to be something that could help them get to the top of the East, but Bynum never played a single game for them. And so it's understandable why Philadelphia struggled.
Kicks it to Copeland. Here's Johnson. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Johnson's got 5.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Orton with the bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that.
Watson, the pass to Johnson. Scola, defended by Allen. Allen against Scola. He's against Allen. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
You know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Watson with it, defended by Carter-Williams. Johnson off the pick from Scola. Deflected by Orton. Mahaney dishes to Watson. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. .122 left in the first quarter. Dishes it to Allen. Another shot. Here's Horton. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
54 seconds left to play here in the first. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for the 76ers. Now the feed to Roten. He passes to Carter-Williams. The dish to Roten. Clock at 6. Out to Turner. Offensive rebound. Feeds to Carter-Williams. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Roten. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And Carter Williams gets it to go on the assist from Roten. Here is Watson. Here's Copeland. That one's good from the corner. And the Pacers lead by 6. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pacers lead by 6. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports.
This Monday night, November 11th, Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Tony Roten, Spencer Hawes out there with Daniel Orton. Then it's Carter Williams, and it's Turner in at the small forward spot. On the wing, Johnson. 6 to shoot. Scola sets a screen for Johnson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allowed the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game. And the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Roy Hibbert, a big key for the Pacers defense. Coach Vogel said, quote, he's the best in the league at earning no calls at the rim. That's where he's grown the most over the last 4 years. Put the back of your hands on the front of the rim. If you're in the charge circle and not on the ground, you can earn a no call. Kevin, it's all about staying vertical. You don't always have to block a shot to make guys miss.
Credit him for continuing to work. Thanks, Doris.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
And Young kicks to Carter Williams. He's covered by Watson. Passes to Roten. He feeds it to Young. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Mahaney. Pacers leading by 7.
Thaddeus Young last season stepping into the full-time power forward role for the Sixers. Just kind of a mismatch waiting to happen because he's undersized at 6'8", but way too quick for most of the guys guarding him.
Roten kicks to Carter Williams. Pass to Roten. Leads him in there. And stolen by Scola. Here is Watson. The pass to Copeland. He kicks it to Johnson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Scola with it. And Young picks him up defensively. Double clutches. Can't capitalize inside. And for Thaddeus Young, with the league going more towards quickness and mobility clock, that's certainly going to fit his strengths well.
That is absolutely right. He's not a really strong rebounder. His lack of size does make him vulnerable to post up, but he's one of the best slashers in the game. In the end, the mismatches tend to usually play out in his favor.
And the 76ers making a change here. Anderson's checked in, and he sinks the second.
Boy, 76ers had a season they'd like to soon forget. But the one thing they were able to do last year was win at home. Good thing, too, given how unforgiving Philadelphia fans can be. No tougher sports fans in all of sports than Philadelphia.
Johnson kicks to Scola. He dishes it to Mahaney. No good from 11 feet. The 76ers trail by 8. Carter Williams, the pass to Anderson. Rejected by Watson. That drops. Hawes got his first points of the game.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
And back to the 76ers at home. Never a good idea to be under 500 at home in a city that has booed Santa Claus before. Steve, luckily they were able to avoid that, going 23-18 here last season.
Well, maybe Santa Claus had a bad year that year, Kevin. I don't know. But look, I mean, if you're stinking it up in front of Philly fans, they're going to let you know. I mean, they're going to boo you. They're brutally honest. On the flip side, though, when you play well, I mean, they're going to back you.
Johnson with it. 7 points in the game. Watson dishes to Scola. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. 6 points for Luis Scola.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Carter Williams kicks to Roten. Connects from three-point range. Roten's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pacers leading by 5. Johnson outside, and Tony Roten gets the whistle there. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Lavoy Allen's checked in for Spencer Hawes, and the shot is good.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
And here is Roten. Back to Allen. The second chance effort, and it's good on the layup.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Now Watson. Johnson outside. Kicks it to Scola. Clock at 6. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. The drive by Hill from deep. George. Good. The assist goes to Hill. That's 7 points for Paul George.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket, for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Roten, the pass to Young. And he uses the glass on the layup. Young's got 5 now. Pacers leading by 7. Dishes it to Stevenson. On the wing, George. The feed to Hibbert. Working on Allen. Releases. And it's Hibbert missing. 76ers have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Allen, a screen on George. Carter Williams dishes to Young. He passes to Roten. Back to Young. Clock at 4. Feeds it to Carter Williams. Puts it up. Kept alive. There's the dish to Young. Hibbert with the block.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, he's one of the toughest guys in the league to stay in front of. Just the speed, the athleticism, the shiftiness. He is really something.
Yeah, sublime quickness and fantastic hands make it a team effort to contain him. He's that dangerous.
Now here's Roten. Pass to Allen. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Allen's got 4 points in the quarter.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula, and it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Pacers leading by 7. Hill kicks to Stevenson. It's George on the wing. Indiana moving the ball around. Stevenson passes to George. Oh, trying for it. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Well, we can't say enough about the passing of this group lately. The leading setup men among the league's 2 guards over the past 10 games. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Roten. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Hill dishes to Stevenson. Passes it to West. He feeds it to Stevenson. Back to West. The pass to Stevenson. High post shot. Here's Hibbert. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And the Pacers lead by 7. And the 76ers call time here.
Well, there's a new ownership group in Philadelphia as of 2011. And in this offseason, they pulled the trigger and brought in new leadership in the front office. Looks like they're jumping on the analytics bandwagon, hiring the former brain trust of the Houston Rockets.
Carter Williams kicks to Roten. Pass to Young. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And back to the Sixers. I guess for the Wall Street ownership group, going mathematical is something they were, Steve, pretty comfortable with.
That's something that a lot of teams are going to now, Kevin. The new owners, a lot of them businessmen, they want to turn to math to try to figure this whole thing out. Bottom line, though, is it's a combination. It's not just stats. It's talent, stats, chemistry, coaching, a lot of things that goes into winning.
George against Anderson. George passes to Hill. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Allen kicks to Carter Williams. Young outside. Young right side. Shot clock at 6. He kicks it to Roten. Carter Williams. Free throw line jump shot. Jump shot is good that time. Carter Williams has got 6. Pacers leading by 3. Outside Hill. He dishes it to George. West setting the pick for George. It's back to Hill. Kicks to George. Lays it up and banks it in. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Roten kicks to Young. Gives him the lead pass. And that one's good. Roten.
And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
Hill kicks to George. West inside. Oh, that's blocked. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. 2nd in fewest turnovers per game. 11th in assists. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers, the top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team, and when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
Here's Turner. David West grabs the miss.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage. Well, you got to love the season from David West last year, coming off the ACL tear back in 2011. I think he's completely back as far as that injury is concerned. He was so good last year, particularly in the playoffs.
And it's Turner off the drive. Anderson dishes to Roten, and there's the feed to Allen. And Hibbert with the block. Turner against George. Dishes to Hibbert. Feeds it to Stevenson. Pass to West. Here's Roten. He has 5. Back to Young. Now the dish to Roten. They double him with West. Young with the ball. Now guarded by Stevenson. The kick out to Anderson. It's stolen by Hill. 43 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Stevenson defended by Roten. Hill kicks to George. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists in the game. And David West, Clark, a locker room leader for the Pacers last season, helped lead them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and a guy I know that you greatly admire.
Oh, my goodness. Love the way he does his work. I call him Real Deal 21. There's nothing fluffy about what he gets done, and he's so smart and so savvy in how he approaches the game, and really a lion in the locker room for the Pacers. That's why that team was so tough in many ways, particularly defensively.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
And so we conclude the first half. Pacers out in front, leading by 8. And don't go away.
Now, presented by Sprint.
This is Damon Bruce, ready to bring you the Thunder and Brandon Jen.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The second half just about to get going here.
Just absolute domination in this one for George. He has 14 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
Now, his outside stroke has looked really good today.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Down low, West and Hibbert. At the 1 and 2, George Hill and Lance Stevenson. And it's George in at the small forward.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
Last passes to Stevenson. Anderson with the block. Here's Carter Williams. Here's Turner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Turner's got 5 points so far.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Hill kicks to George. Hibbert with a screen on Turner. Here's George.
You know, in order to win your division, you have to be able to win games against the rest of your conference, and that's exactly what Indiana did last season. A tough team and a tough division, and they gave no ground to other teams in the East. Well, he did enough there. He made it a 2-possession game, at least.
Anderson gets the screen from Hawes. Anderson dishes to Carter Williams. Young sets a screen for Carter Williams. Young, a screen on Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Carter Williams, the pass to Young. From 17 feet out. No good. Hill with some nice D. And the Pacers, as you mentioned, Clark, very solid against the other teams in the East as they would cruise to a 31-20 record against the rest of the conference.
And really, that's because this team is built to handle anything that's thrown at them. Given it's a big, strong, kind of old-school team. They'll pound you inside, they rebound, they protect the paint. There aren't a lot of matchups that seem to bother this team.
Anderson. Count the basket and the foul. That one on George.
How about that play? Great body control, still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
Passes it to Stevenson. He feeds it to West. With the lead pass. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line.
Well, I tell you what, the Pacers did a lot of good things last year. Defended well, protected the rim and their home court. And really the one area for improvement is probably the road record. They could get better in that area.
Well, Clark, as you said, the Pacers didn't play as well as they had hoped to on the road for a team that won the division. They were 19-21 away from Indianapolis, and Steve, not the kind of record they wanted to end with.
No, but if you're around 500 then you can control your home court, you're going to have a good season. And that's exactly what Indiana did. They ended up with the 3rd seed in the East, and all in all, a terrific year.
And Stevenson kicks to George. George gets a screen from West. Now the pass to Stevenson. Here's Hibbert. No luck. Excellent D from Hawes.
Changing sides didn't seem to help them at all, huh, guys? They've missed their first 3 shots in the 3rd quarter.
And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. The 76ers 3rd.
Well, this is only a trend over a few games out of a very, very long season. But the coach has got to be pleased that his team has been able to score big with some consistency.
And George, here we go. Tipped. Hawes dishes to Turner. He kicks to Carter Williams. He passes to Young. The feed now to Carter Williams. Back to Young. 5 to shoot. To tie. The offensive rebound. And there's the foul. It goes on Evan Turner. That is his first foul of the game. Daniel Orton, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Indiana leading. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Hill passes to George. West setting the pick for George. Off the pick. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Well, they ran a nice play there, Kevin, to set up the easy dunk.
Yeah, he got help from his teammate and ran his man right straight into the pit.
Yep, and that's the offensive player's job. Run him into the screen.
And it was a great pick, too, Clark. I mean, he may have lowered his shoulder a little bit, but he got him pretty clean.
Clock at 6, and it's Turner off the drive. Here's Hawes. Got it from 16 feet. Hawes got 4 points this quarter.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Hill with it. Outside, George. West setting the pick for George. Off the pick. Great D that time from Hawes.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this 3rd quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
Turner with it. He's picked up by Hill. Now here's Carter Williams. He's guarded closely. Here's Hawes. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Hill kicks to Stevenson. And Michael Carter Williams gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next foul will put them over the limit and in the bonus.
A chance to get some easy points at the line here, so it makes sense to be aggressive.
Right side, George. Right side, George. Stevenson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. They host the Spurs after this one, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
Boy, some really good matchups, and that San Antonio Spurs game definitely one to be checking out.
LaVoy Allen's checked in for Spencer Hawes. Anderson dishes to Allen. Anderson a screen on Hibbert. The game now all time. That's now 8 points for Allen.
They have finally fought all the way back to even the score. They're back to square one, whole new ball game.
And with a comeback like that, they've definitely got the upper hand going forward.
Hill kicks to Stevenson. No good on the triple.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Horton passes to Carter Williams. He dishes it to Anderson. Kicks to Carter Williams for the lead. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
Tony Roten, he's checked in for Philadelphia.
Michael Carter-Williams, the rare 6'6" true point guard. Both his mother and his stepfather are high school basketball coaches, so you know he's got a really good basketball IQ. That seems to run in the family.
And for Carter-Williams, unusual height for the point guard position.
Yeah, he's long. I think the main thing he'll need to do at the NBA level is really work on that outside shot. It's got a little bit of a hitch in it right now, and he's got to get that corrected, because if he does, he's got a chance to be special as a point guard.
He's quick and he is athletic.
Yep.
And here is Roten. 5 points in the game. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Stevenson kicks to George. George gets a screen from Scola. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Scola's got 8.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy do. Very, very well done.
And Turner kicks to Carter-Williams.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Pass to Hill. Dishes to Stevenson. It's back to Hill. Pass to Stevenson. Misses off the right iron.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And they've really done a nice job on the glass, too. A lot of second chance points here tonight.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Chris Copeland's checked in for Paul George. Orlando Johnson comes in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Watson in for George Hill. Watson dishes to Mahimi. Defended by Orton. Mahimi down low. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Here's Carter-Williams. He's got 11. Feeds to Roten. The dish now to Carter-Williams. Rejected by Watson. Johnson outside. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws.
It's been a nice game for Johnson. 10 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
He's made a name for himself in the league as being one of the best undersized 4s out there, guys. I mean, Louis Scola can go up against somebody who's much taller than him and still find a way to pump fake his way to a hoop.
They get the rebound, and that one's good. Roten. Here is Watson. Johnson outside. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And Scola, Steve, at 6'9", not the biggest or most athletic player certainly on the floor, but he does a good job on the glass. He seems to be a very solid player.
And he plays very physically, on defense. He's not afraid to get into you. Probably struggles to defend the more athletic players, but I think Scola is one of the smarter, savvier players we have in this league. Great job. Take it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. Here is Watson. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Scola. Right side, Scola. He's against Allen. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Easy call there.
No question about that. You could hear the impact from where I am.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Young's checked in. Scola hits them both. Here's Roten. He's got 8. Passes it to Carter Williams. He kicks it to Young. The pass to Carter Williams. Back to Young. Shot clock at 5. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Well, it's a big bonus when you get effective outside shooting from your big men like these guys over the past 10 games. And you take a look at Hawks. Second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc. And, of course, Thaddeus Young.
It's amazing. These days, there's just so many good outside shooting big men. That didn't used to be the case in the NBA. But now the floor is spread all over the place because you've got so many big-time shooters at that 4 and 5 spot.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Steve. Big guys shooting the ball well. It's part and parcel of the game now. You go back a generation, there were only a fraction of big men who can knock down outside shots like we're seeing currently.
Scola hits them both. We've got 1:55 left in the third. Now Carter Williams, 12 points for him. Got it. Good job in the low post. Carter Williams has got 14 points.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Watson kicks to Johnson. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
Now we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, and sending shots back.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
And Young kicks to Carter Williams. Back to Young. Shot clock at 6. There's the feed to Carter Williams. From deep, Young's shot is off.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
Johnson kicks to Watson. Back to Johnson. Takes the lead pass. Mahimi's shot is good.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks just to get you some open looks like that one.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find some, you're right. Here's Roten. No luck. Excellent D there from Mahimi. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Watson gets a screen from Mahimi. On the wing, Johnson. From the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Allen's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Roten, the pass to Carter Williams. The third quarter comes to a close. Pacers lead.
Monday, November 11th, the Detroit.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is up to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Pacers leading by 5. Evan Turner and Thaddeus Young at the forward slots. Tony Roten out there with Carter Williams. And it's Orton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Johnson outside. Just 5 on the clock. Down low, Mahimi. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That free throw good for Mahimi. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, it's not typical. I mean, they have been really dominant on the glass.
Watson gets a screen from Mahimi. He dishes it to Watson. Back to Johnson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Watson kicks to Johnson. Pass to Watson. Pass to Johnson. Fires for three. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Roten's got his third rebound on the night. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And let's check up here with Damon Bruce. Damon, what do you have for us?
Thanks so much, Kevin. Let's have a look at some NBA action going on elsewhere around the league. Out in Oklahoma City, the Thunder in a tightly contested game against Washington. They're even in the second quarter. And that'll do it for us now. Let's head on back out to the second half.
All right, Damon, thank you for that.
You know, there's still so many question marks surrounding a lot of these teams. So some of these early season games can be very revealing.
Watson dishes to Johnson. Scola defended by Young. Scola passes to Johnson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Pacers lead by 7.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Carter Williams kicks to Young. He passes to Carter Williams. Dishes to Roten. Feeds it to Young. Looking to get it going. Shot's good. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Indiana leading by 5. Here is Watson. Kicks it to Copeland. Scola, a screen on Turner. Copeland dishes to Scola. He took good advantage of that screen.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
The dish to Carter Williams. It's rebounded by Mahimi.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Watson kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Watson. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And now it's a 10-point Indiana lead.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the 76ers coach as he addressed his team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, "How much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?"
LaVoy Allen's checked in for Philadelphia. James Anderson comes in for Tony Roten. Pacers leading by 8. Watson kicks to Johnson. Pass to Copeland. Back to Johnson. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard. Clark, bring it down hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Carter Williams, the pass to Young. Rejected by Mahimi. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. He kicks it to Copeland. There's the pass to Watson. The feed to Johnson. He dishes it to Scola. Can't get it to go. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Young kicks to Anderson. Back to Young. It's stolen. Here's Copeland. Watson dishes to Johnson. Young with the steal. Turner passes to Anderson. Count that one.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Timeout called the Pacers.
Last year, nobody was quite sure of the role Evan Turner would have, but as the season went on, he played his way into the rotation by earning the trust of his coach. I thought he made some good strides in his game.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Ian Mahimi. Now here's Stevenson. He's covered by Anderson. Hill kicks to Stevenson. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Hill. And the Pacers can't get it to go. And Turner, the number 2 overall pick back in 2010. Clark, it seemed NBA stardom awaited, but so far, it just hasn't worked that way.
It's still on the horizon for him. You got to remember now, he's only in his 4th year. He's a terrific ball handler, rebounder, 6'7", can play the point forward position for you. The Sixers traded away Iguodala and handed him the reins, and I think sometimes you can do that prematurely. And it'll be interesting to see how Evan steps into that higher expectation role now.
Pause, dishes to Turner. Pass to Anderson. Carter Williams makes it off the glass.
Really not providing much offensively here in the 4th quarter. Only one made hoop.
Pacers leading by 8. Dishes it to Stevenson. George. And the Pacers another 3.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Now here's Carter Williams. Inside. Clark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gaffe anytime, but especially when you're behind.
Indiana's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Feeds to Stevenson. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And the Pacers lead by 13. For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Carter Williams with it. David West grabs the miss. West has got his 5th rebound in this one. And here is Hill. Hibbert with the screen for Hill. Kicks to Stevenson. Pass to George. 4 on the shot clock.
Well, you look at Paul George, my man, PG-24, a young swingman out of Fresno State. Boy, he had a terrific year last season, was the most improved player last season, and a first-time NBA All-Star. And consider how young he is. Just turned 23. And he's got the potential to make plenty more All-Star games. And I think he could ultimately be a Defensive Player of the Year at some time in his career.
Here's Carter Williams. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Carter Williams has got 12 points here in the second half. Indiana leading by 13. Knocked away. It's stolen by Carter Williams.
Watch out! Oh, down there, man! Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And for Paul George, the 10th pick back in 2010, what a terrific find for the Pacers.
Well, he was already a good player, but I think the injury to Danny Granger last season created the opportunity for George to really emerge as an all-star. And that's exactly what he did. Dangerous inside and out, excellent defensive player, has a chance to be really special.
And the shot clock expires, 24-second violation. So it's Philadelphia now. 11-point game. Turner against George. And it's Turner off the drive. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up. Now Hill. Now the dish to Stevenson. He passes to George. Shot clock at 6. He feeds it to Stevenson. Offensive rebound, Pacers. West kicks to Hill. Outside, George. George gets a screen from Hibbert. And George, here we go. The three from Hill. And the shot is good.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
Timeout called the 76ers. Paul George really making a difference here.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for LaVoy Allen. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Carter Williams. Passes to Anderson. He kicks to Carter Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And Young, here we go. And that one's good.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
Now here is Hill. George with the ball. West a screen on Turner. George passes to Hill. Stevenson. Offensive rebound. And George kicks to Hill. Now the feed to Stevenson. Inside to Hibbert. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Spencer Hawes.
Boy, just a little too lax with the effort defensively on that possession.
I'd say that pretty much sums it up. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, but what a finish, guys. I mean, look at it, taking it up high.
Here's the three. That one goes. Come.
Boy, they have been terrific from beyond the arc here in the second half. You look at the percentages. Good number.
Just what the pharmacist prescribed. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they keep it up.
And the basket by Hill.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
The 76ers trail by 11. Carter Williams kicks to Anderson. Thaddeus Young on the wing. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It's going to be on David West.
Checking out the game Thaddeus Young is having. 13 points and 2 steals.
Boy, he's been so good both offensively and defensively, Clark. I'm not sure which way he's been better.
I don't think he's missed a beat at either end.
Pacers leading by 11. West a screen on Turner. Hibbert with a screen for Stevenson. Now the pass to Hill. He dishes it to Stevenson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And George kicks to Stevenson. Pass to Hill. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. .107 left in the fourth quarter. Dishes it to Hawes. Feeds it to Carter Williams. Kicks it to Anderson. Clock at 6. From deep. Rejected by Stevenson. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Some changes for Philadelphia. Daniel Orton, he's checked in for Turner. Tony Roten comes in for James Anderson. And Darius Morris subs in for Carter Williams. For 3, Hill. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. And here is Morris. Pass to Roten. David West grabs the miss. Indiana's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Now Hill. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win.